Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us again. This is the second of our live sessions for today. We're doing another one. We're doing a sound check on this one. So before we begin, I just wanted to know if anyone could please do us a favor and comment whether or not you hear a high pitch sound in the mic. We've been trying to figure this out for the last few lives. So your comments would be appreciated if you could let us know how's the sound? Does the sound okay? How are the visuals? Everything working out well? And then if so, I'll do a quick run through of all of the cycles that TrellaGro LST goes through. So for those of you that might be new to this company and new to our product, my name is H. Atwood. I'm one of two co-founders of Trella Technologies, and we've developed a device that will automatically train one plant to grow sideways. It trains one plant to grow horizontally so that you can control the height of the plant and create a nice, even, uniform canopy. So we're going to be going through the cycles of how that works, how our system works, and then also doing some updates on a recent grow and talking about some other company announcements as well. But before we begin, I just want to do one more sound check, make sure everyone can hear me okay. A thumbs up. Oh, perfect. It sounds good. Great. Thank you very much for letting me know. So just to show you what we've got going on the screen over here on the left-hand side, this is all of the different phases of TrellaGro LST. We're going to start from the very beginning, which is entering it in as a seedling during the early veg phase, and by the time we're done, we'll be all the way through to harvest, so trying to figure out how to harvest the plant. But before we start with this, I just want to describe the model that you're looking at on the left-hand side. This is our model 4, and by 4 we mean 4 feet in length in this direction right here, left to right. That's 4 feet long, and then we also have 2 feet in width. So you got a canopy that's going to be created that's 2 feet by 4 feet. And our unit is sitting within a hydroponic tray. That's a 2x4 hydroponic tray that it's sitting in with a grow cube. So a lot of people call them Grodan cubes, but basically it's just a way for people to feed their rooting systems without having to use pots, etc. And a lot of commercial growers prefer to use this setup as well. So we wanted to show our device in a couple of different variations, and this one is just hydroponic tray with a Grodan cube. But you can also use our system with a soil pot or a Black & Decker storage tote or a bucket, an 8-gallon bucket or a 13-gallon bucket or even a 5-gallon bucket if that's what you're using. But our device is very adjustable, so you can adjust the height below here, and you can get all different types of things in that space. So this is just one plant, and what we've got is the top of the plant poking through this apex ring, which is this circle right here. That's the top of the plant. So over time, what happens is as the plant grows and develops, it wants to build up its, vegetative structure, all of its branching, etc. So as that plant wants to grow further up through that ring, the ring will eventually move all the way down to the end till it gets to the right. But that happens slowly over time. It's not a immediate process. So the ring starts on the left, and then over time, as the plant grows, depending on how fast the plant is growing, it will go all the way to the right. And eventually it gets all the way to the very end, which is what we call our late veg stage. And the next step is flowering. So once we get through vegetation, it's time to go into flowering. And in order to do that transition, all you have to do is just take this top mesh panel off, and then this apex ring slides up and slides down right into this space right here. So if you're looking for kind of a way of seeing how this actually works, go to our website. Check us out at Trella.io. I'll put that in the comments there. Check us out at Trella.io. And if you go to our homepage and you scroll down, you'll see right there's a video that shows this thing kind of working in action. And if you go to our Explore tab on our website, so if you go to our website, click the little hamburger icon and drop down and see Explore, you'll see videos of a lot of our actual plants, real plants being used with our system as well. So check that out if you haven't. But what that looks like, once you get into the flowering phase, the next shot will show you exactly what that looks like. There we go. All right. So now we're in the early flower phase, and what we've done is we've taken off that top mesh panel and we swung the apex ring up and down and to the right. So now all of those branches, all the stems, all the foliage has enough room that it needs to actually expand and stretch up towards the light for the flowering stage. One of the other things that you can do with this system is we've got trellis netting that comes with it as well, and you can tie trellis netting along these 4 posts once you get into that flowering mode. So what does that look like? I'll show you just in a minute here. I'll show you what the flowering phase looks like next with our trellis netting. So we've got black trellis netting going here, and we have it on 2 levels. Now you can put them on multiple levels. We've got up to 5 different locations where you can put your trellis netting. It comes with 2. Most people don't need more than 2, but you may. So if you want to add a third one, you have the space to do so. So now we're in the phase of flowering. So once all those branches stretch up towards the light, all of that fruiting will get heavy. So we need that trellis netting there to provide a little bit more support as your flowers get a little fatter and start to want to lean left and right. They need some help. So we've got the trellis netting for that. Then the final stage, well, the final stages is what we call the pre-harvest/harvest phase. A lot of people wonder, how do you get into the plant? How do you take the plant out? Well, this will show you. So if you're looking to figure out more about how we harvest, this is a great shot right here. What you can do is that mesh panel, all of the mesh panels actually come off. They're all removable. And there's a bar that goes from left to right. That's removable as well. So you take off the mesh panel, you take off the bar, and you can get access to the whole plant. You can cut it at the main stem and take the whole plant out in one full piece, or you can cut it in pieces and take it off piecemeal if that's what you prefer to do instead. And once you're finally done at that end phase, the end of the unit, when you're done, it should look just like this. So voila, we're at the end. So the plant is removed, and now you can put that mesh panel back on, put that bar back on, and start again for your next grow cycle, get your next plant in there. So that's it from early seedling all the way to harvest. So just to play that through one more time for people that may have joined late and may have missed it. You've got the early veg phase where we start on the left, one plant grown all the way over to the right, and over time it will stretch to the right depending on how fast the plant grows. It adjusts accordingly, no need for you to worry about that. And then once we get to the end of the veg phase, we can take that top mesh panel off and move the apex ring out of the way, and you can let all of those side branches, all that foliage, it'll start to develop and stretch up towards the light until it looks like this. That's our late flower stage. And you can attach some trellis netting to the top for your flowers. We're showing tomatoes, but other people will be growing, cannabis, so you'll have flower buds there. And when it's time for the harvest, you can take off that side mesh panel, remove the bar, and get access to the entire plant in whole, or take it off in pieces if you prefer to do that instead. And at the end, this is what it looks like with the plant completely removed, and you're ready for your next grow cycle. So if anyone has any questions before I move on to company updates, one of the reasons why we've developed this solution is for people that have plant count limitations. We have plant count limitations. We're here in Massachusetts, in the state of Mass. You're allowed to grow up to 6 plants per adult. If you've got 2 adults in the household, you can do 12 plants, but you're not allowed to do any more than 12. So it's either 6 or 12, depending on your household. So it's really important, if you want to stay legit, if you want to stay within the legal limitations, to try to make the most out of each individual plant. So a lot of people use plant training methods. But if you're traveling a lot, if you're busy, if you don't have the time, we created this automated solution to help you control the height of your plant and increase your yield all at the same time, to the point where you're able to leave your grow for a couple of weeks at most. So the other thing that we wanted to talk about really quickly before we end is that we've got an event coming up. If you haven't heard, we're doing a plant training workshop in Hyannis on Saturday, November the 16th. If you're interested to find out more about that, you can go to our website, trella.io, and click on our events tab. I'll also drop a link to that event in this comments as well. If you follow us on Facebook, I hope you do. If you follow us on Facebook, you can go to our events tab and see the event there. It's a plant training workshop on Cape Cod in Hyannis at Great White Gallery and Smoke Shop, Saturday, November 16th, starting at 11 a.m. And it's going to be pretty cool because we're going to be using actual live plants. We're using real plants so that you can get in there and see what it's like to actually train your plant. If you've started growing cannabis or growing hemp, and you're trying to figure out how do you get those big bushy plants, well, you got to train those plants, and that's what we want to do. We want to teach you how to train your plants so you can make the most out of them, and stay within your legal limits. So come through. The registration fee is very small. It's $15, including the Eventbrite fee. If you register before if you register before the November 13th. So register your spot before November 13th. We've got limited seats available because we only have so many plants to use as we go through the training. And then if you happen to wait till after the 13th, it's all good. It just goes up an additional $5. But that's November the 16th in Hyannis Plant Training Workshop. Come through, check it out. And then this Thursday, we're doing the BU Cannabis Pitch Competition at Boston University. So if you're going to be around BU, if you've been following what we're up to, we're really excited. This is a great opportunity for the company, and we're going to be alongside some dynamic companies as well. So it'll be a great, fun event. We're looking forward to that. That's this Thursday night at 7 p.m. at Boston University. Check out our Facebook page for more on that as well. And then lastly, yes, we're doing pre-orders. You can pre-order your unit and reserve a very large discount. We're doing a huge discount for a limited time. We're also doing free shipping for a limited time. We're doing free shipping throughout the continental U.S., and we're going to be actually hand delivering that to you. It's going to be fully assembled, delivered to your residence or wherever location you put in as a shipping address, fully assembled and ready to grow. And that's something that we're not going to be able to sustain for very long. So we only can do that for a very small amount of units, the free shipping, and the incredible discount. So if you want to lock that in, we're not shipping until early 2021, but if you want to lock that in now, while it's available, it's a very low non-refundable deposit, just to lock that in so we know that you're committed to your unit. And if you want a Model 4, it's $149. If you want a Model 6, it's just $189. And you're able to save $1,000 right off the bat, or more in some cases. So please check that out. Go to Trella.io, click our shop to learn more about that. Go to our events tab under news to learn more about our plant training workshop. And thank you very much for your time. Mad love, mad peace. Appreciate it. And I hope that the sound on this recording was a lot better than the one earlier today. Thank you very much for your patience. Bye.